Yo, real quick before I start the show, I just wanted to say RIP to Young Dolph. He passed away a couple weeks ago. Well, he got killed a couple weeks ago. I know he just had his funeral about 2 days ago. Personally, I didn't listen to him like that, but it's always tragic when another rapper is killed by gun violence, especially by our own people. I don't want to get too much into that just because, I can go all day with that type of shit. But I just want to say RIP to Young Dolph, and I just want to send my condolences to his friends and family. With that being said, let's get on with the show. Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy AJ, and this is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. I'm gonna go on solo dolo this week. Nick and I, my co-host, we just had a lot of stuff going on between work, holidays, and then family stuff. So unfortunately, we didn't have the time to record together. But I still want to give y'all consistent content. So I'm doing this mini episode today. We're gonna be back to recording stuff next week. We're definitely gonna finish our list of top artists of each year. Last episode we just finished 1987, so we got about 8 more years left to go, and then after that we're gonna talk about 2021 and talk about top artists, top album, as well as our favorite projects from this year. But before I get into the rest of the episode, I gotta talk about last night. Last night there was a Verzuz battle between Verzuz and Harmony and 3 6 Mafia, and it was definitely a lit ass Verzuz. Probably one of my favorite Verzuz. Despite the fact that Busy almost fought Juicy J. And then the rest of 3 6 Mafia's entourage were about to jump that nigga. But other than that, it was a lit ass show. Them niggas brought out everybody. They brought out Young Buck, 8Ball, MJG, Lil Wayne, Lil Jon, Lil Flip, Wiz Khalifa. They even brought out Terrence Howard to perform fucking Hard Out Here for Pimp. So it was a lit ass show. Bone Thug, I love both groups. I definitely love both groups. But Bone Thugs is definitely my favorite hip hop group of all time. But with that being said, 3 6 Mafia won. I mean, they had way more hits. Again, this is coming from a huge Bone Thugs and Harmony fan. So yeah, 3 6 Mafia won that joint, especially when Juicy J started going to his solo tip. He played Bands Make a Dance and all that shit he did with Katy Perry and stuff like that. All the solo stuff, they can't beat that. They couldn't beat that. It was closer than I thought, but yeah. But still Team Bone Thugs all day. But to go on with the episode, I actually want to do an album review for today. We've done album reviews in the past episodes, but because of the list that we've been doing for the last few months, we kind of been giving watered down versions of our album reviews. So in the future, we're going to try to have more detailed album reviews, have episodes specifically for album reviews. But so the album I actually want to review today is The Player's Manual by Ramirez. Actually, my bad. This is a collaborative album with Rocci and Ramirez. I actually just got hip to Rocci maybe about a couple of weeks ago when I first discovered his album. Only thing I know about him is he's a singer / producer / songwriter from Virginia. Shout out to the home team real quick, Team VA. And as far as Ramirez goes, he's a rapper from the Bay Area, San Francisco. He signed to Grade 59, that's Suicide Boys record label. And if you're hip to the Suicide Boys, then you know their style is it's dark with a Memphis-based sound, kind of like 3 6 Mafia. And a lot of Ramirez's earlier stuff is kind of similar. The only difference between him and Suicide Boys is Suicide Boys are from down south and he's from the West Coast. So he has that same Memphis-based sound, but with that early 90s West Coast flow, early G-Funk type of stuff. And what I like about this album, The Player's Manual, is he focuses more on his West Coast sound, like post G-Funk, if you will, but with that 90s style. The only person I could probably put in that same category as him, super similar, would be Jay Worthy or London Drugs. The only difference is Ramirez is heavily influenced by the Memphis sound. So he mixes the Memphis sound with West Coast and G-Funk, and then boom, we got this album. This album actually came out last year in 2020, around springtime, early summertime of last year, 2020. is when this album came out. And I actually just got hit to Ramirez earlier this year. So I actually went back and listened to like his earlier stuff, like The Great Gorilla and The Son of Serpentine. It's definitely a difference between the two. Like I said, like his earlier work is more dark. He's still maintaining that Memphis sound and still keeping like that same flow, but like the vibe was like more of a darker nature. But with his latest project is more laid back, more chill. Something like, something you can play like in the summertime, in the springtime, with the top down, windows down, just riding through the city type shit. Think of it like, not comparing it to the Chronic, but think of it like the Chronic as how like, Chronic, like songs like Let Me Ride, songs like, but the G Thing, bitches ain't shit, type of songs like that, like smooth, chill, laid back, something you can just ride to, but at the same time, the flow and the lyrics were still hard hitting at the same time. But yeah, this album has 15 tracks. It has 15 tracks in total, 3 of them being skits. Well, intro, outro, and then a skit. But like I said, he keeps that West Coast flow, but with that Memphis bass sound. I discovered this album maybe about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and I've been playing this shit damn near nonstop. Like, this album is really a vibe. It's definitely my favorite album of this year. Granted, it came out last year, but it's probably one of my favorite albums for the year that I've listened to. If I had to pick my top 5 favorite songs from this album, it will be Lane Switching, Hundreds, which actually samples Lane Switching, which is dope to me. The 4-5, which is the main single. Brown Eyes, and I'll probably say Red Dot as well, with Tales from the Gutter being like honorable mention. That and Those Things and Piggy Rings. But like I said, like, it's a super laid back album. Like, granted, it's still it's a laid back album, but he still has like, his more darker songs like Red Dot or Ebony Woodstock. But yeah, I would definitely recommend listening to this album. It's all over YouTube. It's all over, Spotify and all the good stuff, iTunes, Amazon Music. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm a huge West Coast fan. Granted, yes, I am from Virginia, but I'm a huge West Coast fan. And if you're from the West Coast and you have like that old school vibe, old school feel, I'm definitely gonna rock with you. So Ramirez is definitely one of my top favorite artists right now. Make sure y'all go cop that shit. Rocci Ramirez, The Playa Manual. That's my album review for today, for this week. Tune in next time. My co-host will be back. We're going to continue our list with the top artists of each year. I'm your host, AJ. This is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. Catch y'all next time.